This is a Fatal 4 podcast.
And now Stratton, caught by Cargill momentarily. Tiffany Stratton, though, has Jade where she wants her. And for the Alabama slam, didn't quite get all of it.
Welcome to the New Heights podcast, the only podcast exclusively dedicated to NXT superstar Tavion Heights. I'm one of the Kelsey brothers, and joining me on the rest of the show is some of the Fatal 4, Pro Wrestling Noah.
Googling Tavion Heights because I don't know who that is.
He's what we've dedicated 73 episodes of the show about.
I Googled Tavion Heights and it came back with Giangelo Hancock.
Somehow a worse name. Is that his shoot name?
I don't know.
That's terrible. Speaking of terrible, also here, his name is Cody.
Is Tavion Heights the deaf guy in NXT?
No. He's he used to be friends with the deaf guy.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say, I think I know what you were referencing in the intro there. And I'd rather be that deaf guy than listen to that new album.
Oh, no, you can't say that.
Am I right,
because
folks?
Not here is B-Rob, and replacing him on this episode, that's right, Taylor Swift. Hi, everybody, I'm Taylor Swift. Don't forget to bring a towel. I don't know why she's toweling.
Why does she say? Why does Taylor? Why do you sound like Mickey Mouse?
Heidi-ho!
I don't think Heidi-ho is a catchphrase that either of those people say.
I don't know what she sounds like. I've only heard her sing. She never speaks.
Yeah, Taylor Swift famously never speaks.
She's very quiet. She's a quiet lady. She's like the deaf guy in NXT. Can't speak. Actually, he talks pretty good. What are we doing here, folks? We have a wrestling show to talk about. There was some stuff that we had that happened this week. Not a ton, but we got a pretty hefty show of content. I think you'll be pleased when this show is done. If you enjoy the show, I'm going to do all the plugs real quick. Hit us up on Patreon, patreon.com/fatal4pod. I know prices are going up everywhere and you don't want to spend money, but you should spend it on us because it's only $3 a month to support the best wrestling podcast on the internet, and you can afford that, and you can come hang out with us in the Discord. And if you want to give us $5, you can do that too.
Yeah, because we deserve it.
I think we do.
We deserve it.
How many days? What's $3 divided by 30? 10 cents? For 10 cents a day, you can support this podcast. That's the price of your morning coffee.
You can't get anything for 10 cents these days.
That's like my favorite old bit from an old ass commercial.
For the price of a cup of coffee.
For the price of a cup of coffee, you too can support this podcast. Only 10 cents a day. Then we can stop wearing the losing Super Bowl shirts that are too big.
We should do one of those infomercials to get people to subscribe to our Patreon, where like we just show a bunch of sad dogs and play Sarah McLachlan and be like, for 10 cents a day, you could listen to Noah.
With the way that your facial hair looks and your back hair, you'd be perfect for this commercial.
Hey,
the back of your head hair.
Okay, I was like, I have not shown you my back hair. That's
you wear too big t-shirts because you go thrifting and you're trendy. This would be perfect. We need to film Cody being sad, and yeah, we'll go from there. Help Cody buy a shirt that fits and get a haircut.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/fatal4pod, or just head over to fatal4pod.com. All the links are at the top. You can even go to the website and buy a t-shirt for yourself. And also you can listen to other podcasts like Now That's What I Call Cinema and Ultimo Dragon Ball and Didn't Get All of It Japan, and a little podcast that could, Squared Circle Strafe. That's right. Is back, and Noah did a podcast this week. He told me all about games.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
you demanded to know about Claire Obscure Expedition 33, and I let you know. What do you think about that, Paul?
I really like that on all of the other podcasts on this network, I'm like Poochie, where someone finds a way to mention me in every single episode for some reason.
I mentioned you like 3 times.
You know they do a lot of tests of strength in Dragon Ball, and they just assume that I would like the show because of that. It's not true. Yeah, I get name dropped a lot. It's nice. It's nice being popular.
Yeah.
Paul Peeler.
What else? What else is there? I guess that's it. We don't have to do all the plugs. People figure it out. Oh, you know what you could do? We haven't done this before. Go leave us a review where you listen to your podcast and tell us we're pretty, because 5-star reviews are very helpful and they go a long way. And not enough people have done that. And we've been doing this for over a year.
Yeah, bump us up those leaderboards or whatever you call it on
Yeah, give
Apple
us a little bump.
Podcasts.
Well, I'm going to put Taylor Swift special guest in our title this week so we can get... We'll be number 2 on the podcast.
Is this a reference to something? I keep seeing
That's
y'all
so funny.
say that. What?
It's like the biggest news of the day.
Of the day?
How do you not know about this?
I don't know.
She went on her boyfriend's podcast and talked for 2 hours and unveiled her new album, and it's like breaking news, and it's the only thing that happened that's not Trump related in the news. I can't believe you don't know about this, and you're online. You're around.
I guess I'm not in the... I guess Taylor Swift isn't part of my algorithm.
It's on the regular news
Hang on.
that people see.
I'm going to Pitchfork. Is it on here? Okay, yes, it is. Taylor Swift reveals new
It's
album
like
cover, track
top
list,
story.
and release date on Travis Kelce's podcast. There you go.
Wait, what's Pitchfork?
What's... It's a...
You don't hang on. You don't get to come. What's Pitchfork mean when you don't know that Taylor Swift dropped a new album?
It's like one of the only music journalism websites on the internet anymore.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
I should say music criticism one. It's been around since like the late 90s.
I'm gonna see if they're nice about my Queen Ava Max,
I
Dave's
got
not
some
said a
bad
word
news.
about her ever.
Yeah.
which seems pretty nice to me. If you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. Which means
This
they're
show is
nice
over,
guys.
folks.
Yeah, this week it's definitely. If you want a negative pod, stick around because we got some stuff to talk about. Should we get into it? Should we do the news?
I think we should.
Snooze it up.
If you've been online all week, then you're probably sick of this as much as I am, but we're going to talk about Karrion Kross.
Maybe for the last time.
God, I hope so. All right, so basically, to summarize it, Karrion Kross's contract was expiring this week. And apparently, WWE did send him an offer days after his contract expired. But according to Karrion Kross, Scarlett was not offered a new deal alongside. And
Do you want me to give you the latest on that? Because I watched his Ariel Helwani podcast today.
yeah, what do you got?
And the story was he got an offer before his contract was up last week. And he didn't say it was a lowball. He actually was fine with it. But he told whoever was making the offer, like, hey, how did we come to this number? Let's discuss it. Like, I want to know what went into this. I think, like, he seems to think his value is somewhere. Maybe he doesn't align with that number, but he was very curious how they came to that number. He did mention that Scarlett was not part of this deal and that the conversation was, once we're done with you, we'll get to her. So he was really mad that they wouldn't give him any information. And then they told him, you have 24 hours to accept this offer or we're going to rescind it. And he's like, well, hang on. You guys didn't give me the information. And then they rescinded the offer. And then he went on a whole story about like the last time he got signed when he returned. It was Triple H working with him directly. And now it is somebody else in between them. And even Ariel was like, can't you just text Triple H? and ask him like what the hell's going on. And he's like, well, they put this person in between us and he knows what I want. So why would I do that? Which I thought was a little wrestler brain. Because if you don't like something, you should go around the person that's in your way.
Yeah.
But I get the reasoning. I actually found the podcast to be interesting because I don't look, jokes aside on this show, even though I did think it was the year Kross, kind of was. He's fine. I thought he came off like as a really genuinely like cool, good dude on this podcast. And the way he explained like this process and how he does want to go back there, like he wants a deal. It's interesting. I don't know if he does go back. We'll see if he gets any online traction based on the chance for him on Raw this week. None. I don't think they're in a rush to bring him back, but the stories that he told about like the process were very cold compared to what they were previously. And I think we talked about it last week. Like based on what's happened with him in the last 2 months, like you probably should bring him back even for a short run. Or like a 6 months to see what you can do with him.
So what's the biggest difference between back then and now? I think it's the TKO involvement, right? He was brought back prior to the actual merger or whatever you want to call it.
That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
So I do think there is a direct correlation with a lot of things WWE that have severely declined since TKO stuck their sweaty little hands in all of this.
I think that makes sense. I still think if he wanted, like, every star that has ever done anything has said, I just went straight to the boss. Steve Austin notoriously said, I went straight to Vince and said, I'm not doing this, or something like that. Even Chelsea Green's like, I text Triple H and asked for my job back, and he said yes. So, like, if you're too proud to do some of that, you might be sitting at home. I hate to break it to you. Like, and maybe they can do nothing. Maybe Triple H responds to me like, I'm sorry, dude, my hands are tied now because of this TKO bullshit. I can try, but like, maybe he can't do anything. I don't fully believe that to be true.
Yeah. I mean, what's the worst? Like, right. Like, what's the worst that could happen? He just says no or says it's not my decision. Like, whatever. What's the best thing that could happen? You get your fucking job back that you apparently want so bad.
Right.
Like, yeah, I kind of don't have any sympathy for him.
He also talked a lot about like him and Paul Heyman's relationship, which is kind of like unknown, which I found interesting. Especially because Paul Heyman was on that podcast last week talking up Karrion Kross, and nothing. Like, I assume Heyman has some sway in this company. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. It sounds like if he wanted that deal, he could have had it, but he wanted to know what the logic was. And he's like, if I'm going to make this decision, we got to talk about this. And they're like, we're not talking about it. Which is kind of shitty, if you ask me. Regardless of the performer that he is, and if you enjoy him on your screen, like, part of a job is negotiating these things.
Right.
So, yeah. I don't know. He seems to want to go back there. He says that other companies have reached out to him. He says AEW has not reached out to him.
And they never will.
I don't think they will, just because of the way AEW is now. I don't think it has anything to do with him. I don't think they're signing WWE people that just have no value to them. And that's good. They shouldn't.
I feel like, especially lately, I mean, we might get into this a little later in the show, but I think they've really pivoted to finding people like not who aren't like aware to an audience mainstream wise, and trying to build up people in AEW. So I don't think they want to pull as many people from WWE anymore.
Their coolest and best people are not WWE has-beens or past as WWE people. Like, Hangman got big there on his own, and that's why he's special. Darby the same way. Like, they're not a Rusev. They're not somebody that was kicked to the curb and we signed him up because it looked cool. And they shouldn't ask Kross to join. I don't think he would fit in there. So yeah, I don't know. He also mentioned that a lot of people think it's a work.
I don't know about that.
I don't think so. He did mention that little promo that he cut where he said a bunch of swear words and stuff was a work, which I think we all kind of thought at the time. And apparently there were people in the company that did not know that and were mad about it. Which was
they didn't
weird.
know that specific one was a work?
Yeah. Triple H apparently, according to him, did not know that was a work. And he had to talk to him separately, which is crazy to me, how that operates. But I guess when you have a big company with a lot of people involved, some stuff slips by. So,
didn't he say something during
it's an interesting
this interview?
listen.
Didn't he say something about like that a lot of people backstage don't know what is and isn't a work anymore because like between the Seth Rollins stuff and
R-Truth
and whatever's going on with Naomi, which we'll get to, like I think that's not good. Like it's one thing to work the audience, which is like kind of the whole goal of pro wrestling in a sense. But to like have people that work there not have any fucking clue what's going on just seems like an unprofessional work environment.
I get the idea of like trying to prevent leaks.
Sure.
But yeah, I don't know. Like what if your own company, if the people at your company don't trust you, that's going to be a bigger problem.
Right.
Than a leak getting out. Like, does it hurt Karrion Kross if it gets out that him saying fuck was the plan? No, I don't think it hurts him at all.
Right.
But I don't know. Maybe all this noise he's making will get a phone call and they'll sort it out and he'll end up back. Who knows? Or not.
And then he'll do nothing. Like, let's talk about this for a minute. So another thing that happened this week is Ashanti the Adonis announced that he's departing from WWE. And
he just needs to text Triple H, and Triple H should say, "Who is this? I've never heard of you before."
And then he could text Vince, and he'd be like, "Yeah, Shelton, sure, come on, come work for me in my new wrestling promotion.
Come work at my new wrestling company that people keep claiming exists, but definitely doesn't."
He looked like shit on TMZ this week. Anyway, I want to talk about
so fucking bad, that goof of a human.
Yeah. But Ashanti the Adonis, like, sorry you lost your job, but like, this is nothing. He did not matter in the grand scheme of anything. But what is interesting to me in this more so is, and it goes with the Karrion Kross thing, is that I think like all but 2, maybe 3 people that Triple H brought back after he took over creative are now all gone, including Kross, including Ashanti the Adonis, including Dakota Kai, Top Dollar, Braun Strowman, Eric Young, Bray Wyatt, of course, passed away. So that's kind of,
he brought back Eric Young.
Yeah, but he like never did anything. He like, I think like he technically re-signed and then left before ever doing anything.
Oh yeah, wasn't there like a brief time where they're like, we might bring back Sanity, and they just never did?
Yes. AOP, Tegan Knox, like Valhalla, Gallows and Anderson. These are all people that were let go under Vince, Triple H brought back, and are now gone less than 3 years later. And it's like, I think none of them did anything either in that time.
All of them except for Dakota was a bust, because at least she was part of the damage control stuff. And like that was stuff.
Yeah.
But like
Braun Strowman
AOP
was like hot again
anything
for like a second, but they just didn't do anything with him.
They should have had more choo-choo train sounds. That's what I think.
It's even weird now because like the way that Rusev has come back feels very much like that era of, oh cool, that guy returned, and then we did nothing with him.
Yeah, he's fighting Sheamus.
Yeah, every
they teased that again this week. Yeah,
it wasn't a tease. They announced it, I think.
Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like they're getting somewhere with Alistair, which is nice. I think he's like super underrated, and when he wants to work, he can. But yeah, the Rusev stuff does feel like the era of Triple H with the Infinity Gauntlet of goofballs on it.
I want to point something out. Out of all the members of Hit Row, B-Fab is the only one that's left.
That's crazy.
Which is insane to me.
It's crazy. Also, like, Swerve left and like became one of the top stars in AEW. Ashante's just now leaving, and Top Dollar almost broke his legs falling through a ladder. So
but he still quasi works there now because of TNA.
That's true.
It's weird to me because that group was bad, and I vaguely remember Ashanti being like, okay. When you put him next to Top Dollar and B-Fab, like, of course he's going to look good. But yeah, it's weird. I'm sure B-Fab is a lovely person, but you would think, and being in the company that long, you should improve a little bit. Anyway,
apparently not enough because he's gone.
Props to Ashanti the Adonis for getting to share the screen with Carmen Petrovic for a little bit. I think they even kissed once.
Whoa.
Which, like,
that sounds like NXT.
Career highlight, honestly. Like, he could retire from wrestling and they could be like, whoa, you're a wrestler? What'd you ever do? And he's like, well, I never won, but I did do this. And then he could show a picture and be like, yep, you fucking, that's WrestleMania, sir. You did it. You peaked. What else?
Speaking of peaking, WWE has been peaking at AEW's event calendar because guess what, folks? More counter programming from WWE. They are looking to add a premium live event in September to coincide on the same day as AEW's All Out pay-per-view. It's looking like it's going to take place September 20th in Indiana, and the talk is that it is going to be where we finally see John Cena versus Brock Lesnar.
So I feel like there's definitely like a healthy divide of like the people who will want to watch the WWE show will probably watch it, and the people who will want to watch the AEW show will want to watch it. And there's like not much of a cross audience there.
I mean,
yeah, we know they didn't chant for him after he got released. There's not a cross audience there.
I would watch both if they were on the same
we'll
night.
do it because we're psychos, but like,
yeah,
we're gonna
I
do it because
the
we have
general public. Of the people that want to watch Brock Lesnar versus John Cena, I don't think any of those people are AEW fans. And of the people who don't want to watch that, I think they're all AEW fans. And I think they're fine to do that. The counter programming stuff, I've seen the argument that it's like shitty. I mean, I've seen that argument since they started doing it. And on one hand, it kind of is. On the other hand, do you want competition in wrestling or not? Because when we didn't have it, that's all anybody wanted. And now that it's here, you get boo-boo face because your show might get less buys because that's the one you're tribal to. Like, sorry, like, I don't know what you're asking for here. It's just kind of business. It's annoying. I think it's dumb. I think they should focus on making a good product that drives people to watch it regardless of what's on.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're doing that right now. We'll talk about that later. But to book something against another thing. And then what's funny is I'm going to have a very different take on this at the next news story. But like, put your fucking pay-per-views against each other. Let's see what happens. Like, go for it. That's good.
I don't know. I think my biggest issue with that is what you just kind of said, is that WWE's product right now is kind of shit. And like,
it happened almost overnight.
It's just a bad look. Like I
went
feel
from
like
being great to what's happening here.
If they were putting on great shows like they were 2 years ago, like I would be like, yeah, fuck yeah, put them on the same night and make AEW step their game up. Like, let the cream rise to the top. Like, but the fact that it's just like
both ways. I think them having the hubris to go up against AEW and then the show underperforming because they thought that they would do something is good for them too.
Good for AEW, you mean?
It's good for WWE to get a kick in the ass every once in a while to be like, we probably shouldn't have done that.
Okay. Like good for the consumer. to make them
Eventually.
want to put it on a better program. Yeah.
That would be my hope, is like, hey, we're going up against them. Like, they did that recently with the fucking horrible NXT show. And I'm like, of course that's not going to move the needle. Like, duh. But if you're going to do Cena and Brock and it under delivers, first of all, good. But also, that's a lesson and you should learn something from it. Not, let's keep doing this, but like, we should do better.
Yeah.
But either way, I want them to counter program each other. I want AEW to do that to them.
Well, apparently they're also looking to do it with what's it called? The one at the end of the year, Worlds Collide. Is it Worlds Collide? No, it's
yeah, Worlds Collide is their December pay-per-view for AEW, yeah.
No, it's not. Worlds Collide is the
Or
Mexico show they just did.
World's End?
World's End. That's what it is. World's End. WWE's looking to possibly, purportedly, have Cena's final match go head-to-head with that. Which...
Okay.
Sure.
I think.
I do.
Why not? You know what? Hey, Trips, Hunter, if you're listening to this, why don't you just pick the phone and call Tony and be like, hey, I got a great idea. Let's do John Cena versus Cope at World's End for John Cena's retirement match.
If only. I think Edge will be out of his contract by then, right?
If the math is right, I think so. Unless they added injury time.
They could add injury time. I could see that, which they have every right to do. I just don't think they're gonna keep him or Christian. Maybe they'll surprise me. I just don't think I think they're getting what they can out of them at this moment. And when the deal's up, it was great working with you. We're gonna move forward with our talent.
I would say let's see how this reunion tour is gonna go, but then like, what do they do after that?
If my understanding is correct, the plan was always to eventually get to Edge and Christian versus FTR because they're all friends.
Yeah.
We're going to get that.
Sense.
And then what? And like, the old guys aren't going to go over there. The older guys.
Yes.
The older guys are not going to go over there. So that could be their send-off.
I will say the prospect of AEW going head-to-head with WWE, like them making that decision, is a little harder of an ask from the consumer because, I mean, like right now, everything through Peacock, you can get WWE PLEs for, less than $10, whereas AEW is $50. That's going to be a little closer of a gap next year when it goes to ESPN for $30 a month. But still, that's $20 less than current.
Unless you
AEW
got cable,
pay-per-views.
and then it's essentially free.
Right, yeah, if you already have ESPN stuff.
So, like, yeah, I don't know. AEW's got to figure out a different model for their pay-per-views.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they're not just on Max.
$50 a month is such a huge ask for
Really
almost monthly pay-per-views.
I'm tired of going to B-Rob's house and watching it because everyone who's invited talks too much.
Well, this next story kind of goes hands in hand with what we're talking about now, but WWE really is apparently just like going all in on trying to crush the competition here because reports were coming out today from I don't know if it was Meltzer, but it was Wrestling Observer Radio was reporting that WWE really wants TNA to become the quote other promotion because they can control TNA and they want Tony Khan gone, and they know that his numbers stay good. He's going to get a renewal for TV, and they don't want that to happen. So there is a push to have TNA moved to like a network slot on Wednesdays.
So this is dumb.
Yeah, I don't like it.
The difference between AEW and WWE competing in the sense of like, we're going to put on big shows against you is what we just explained. Like, it should improve both sides. If WWE fails at it, they should learn something from it. TNA, on the other hand, is a disaster of a promotion. And the fact that there's this bullshit, like every week there's someone like Eric Bischoff is like the prime suspect here. being like, oh, they could be the number 2 promotion in the world. They have so much talk going on. He was even like, I hope Karrion Kross goes there because he would be such a huge get for them, and that pushed them over the top. No, it fucking wouldn't. Nobody watches TNA. They all pretend to. They look at little clips on their Twitters, but this show, nobody watches it because you never hear anybody talking about how horrible it's produced. This thing is shot on an old iPhone, and like somehow their production is worse than it was when they were on FSN. So like, don't even pretend that TNA is close to competition with anything. It stinks. And like this whole NXT guys all have the titles does nothing for anybody. I know they're selling out their little venues, but like that's about it. It's just
prime
people
Kurt
in the area
Angle
that want to go see a Dolph Ziggler.
Prime Kurt Angle didn't move the needle for TNA. Hulk Hogan didn't move the needle for TNA. What do you think Karrion Kross is going to do? Like
Eric Bischoff has proven that his brain stopped working after the time it worked once in the 90s. Like he's ridden the 86 weeks or whatever for most of his career because that's all he's got. He's done nothing else.
I've podcasted longer than he was number 1.
Yeah. He's a great on-screen presence. I'll give him that. But like, as a wrestling mind, sorry, dude. Anybody can have a podcast. Look at us.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems. It just reminds me of like when they were going head to head with NXT with AEW and they lost, and they were just like, oh well, congratulations, you beat our development, and it's like, okay, so that's gonna happen. It just seems lose. It's like,
yeah.
I don't know, you're going to put TNA out there and then AEW beats them and then you're just like, well, whatever, they're TNA. But if you beat them, then it's just like, okay.
I assure you that TNA will never beat AEW in the ratings on a Wednesday night, ever. But I'm actually interested. I hope it happens because I do want to see the first night of ratings where it comes in and like not even a dent on a Dynamite.
You say that, Paul, but wait until they announce that John Cena's retirement match is going to be versus AJ Styles on TNA on a Wednesday night.
I mean, you have my interest now. But no, I could see them like, yeah, we'll send CM Punk over there. Let's see what happens. And I could see that doing like a little thing for a segment, but not a show. But even then, it's like, if WWE's helping TNA so much, why does it still look like shit?
Right.
Like I wouldn't prop up a promotion and like affiliate with them and let them look like they do. Like it's just so embarrassing.
Like are you saying like make
WWE
it
helping money?
Like make it look at least as good as NXT?
You don't even have to go that far. Make it look like it looked in 2002. Like it's bad. It's genuinely badly produced. The commentary is terrible. It's just half the people that work there don't look like they should be on TV. Like it's just not. It's not an aesthetically pleasing product, and that's all fixable stuff. And they've done nothing to fix it. They just said, "How about Trick Williams wins your title and shows up from time to time?" It's not an impressive product. I hope they do this. I hope it fails big time. And then I hope Eric Bischoff has to like eat his shoe.
What kind of shoes does he wear? Adidas?
What's wrong with Adidas? They're like the best shoe.
Yeah, no, I like Adidas shoes. I'm just saying, I feel like in my mind's eye, I think
what he'd be eating.
Yes. In my mind's eye, when I see Eric Bischoff, I imagine him wearing black Adidas.
I bet he wears like a Skechers Shape Up. He's at that age
where he needs the extra support.
They're probably all black though, because he probably thinks that's cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, I rambled about this. Cody, you have any more thoughts on this TNA shit?
I'm not watching either way, so it's fine.
Yeah. Well, unless something broke in the last 30 minutes, I think that's all the news.
Yeah. Ace Austin is all elite.
Who dat?
I think he's Stone Cold Steve's son.
Who's Ace Austin? Is that like Austin Aries' new name?
No. He's I think he's a guy that does flips or something. I don't know. B-Rob's not here. He
I
could tell
feel
us.
like I've seen this guy before.
He looks like he's got Velveteen Dream's glasses. He looks like a wrestler that they would have. Is he part of the Don Callis family yet?
Nah, give it time.
Probably.
All right, well, there's some breaking news for people who love breaking news. When we come back later tonight, we're going to, first of all, answer some questions from the Discord, but also chat some AEW Dynamite. But right after this break, where's the Beast? Okie doke, we're back, everybody. It's the time of the show where we tell you about all the important stuff that happened on TV this week, which, if you watched it, not a lot. There's not a lot to talk about. When we last left you, Brock Lesnar had just returned, and it was the talk of the town. Everybody had something to say about it. So surely there was going to be some crazy follow-up that would keep people talking. And that follow-up was that John Cena will be facing Logan Paul.
Yay.
They set this up on SmackDown. Not really much of a mention of Brock Lesnar.
I mean, Cena mentioned him. He also very, what felt deliberately mentioned that he does not pick his opponents and that he would never pick to fight Brock Lesnar. But
yeah, these guys are all saying whatever the fuck they want.
But that he would not back down from a fight with
Right.
Lesnar.
If he didn't want to fight him, he would have said, that don't work for me, brother. I'm John Cena. But let's not forget, John Cena loves Vince McMahon, and they are good friends. And you know who else is good friends with Vince McMahon, who is probably also good friends with John Cena, is Brock Lesnar. It's fine. Whether he asked for him to come back or not is completely irrelevant. They're all just they're just pointing fingers, so you have somebody to yell about. That's it.
Yeah. And
Terrible follow-up.
Yeah, but that being said, I did enjoy this because he did his "You want some? Come get some," and Logan Paul was the one who answered. And I just feel like, again, we wasted 8 months of this time that we have with John Cena because he should have been doing this from day one. Like, he should have just came out and been like, "You want some? Come get some," a la the U.S. Open Challenge run. And we should have gotten this match 6 months ago with Logan Paul. We should be getting matches with Gunther, and we should be getting matches with, you know, all these other people that he's never faced before, and not wasted any time with this awful heel run. Like, I'm glad we got the Punk match, but it could have been so much better. And
We got 2 Cody matches. At least one was good.
yeah, right. So I don't know. I'm excited for this second half of this run now, but
Half. It's like almost done.
true. But say what you want about Logan Paul, and there's plenty to be said, but I genuinely think these two will put on a very entertaining program together. And I really liked the fact that we saw John Cena wrestle on SmackDown too. Like, I mean, unless he specifically requested not to wrestle as much and just make appearances, but like, there were so many dates on this tour that were just wasted with him doing "you people" promos.
Yeah. I think
Let the guy wrestle.
this heel
Let
run
him do a tag
should go
match.
down as one of the worst fucking booking decisions in probably wrestling history.
Yeah, it's up there for sure.
So that was the only thing that happened on SmackDown.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nothing else happened on SmackDown. Sami Zayn was there for a reason, and then he got involved
Because they were in
with
Canada.
and then he got involved with the fucking Bloodline B team, which ended up showing up on Raw too, just dog shit.
Yikes.
Over on Raw, an interesting development came out like as the show was starting, that Naomi versus Io Sky for the title was off. She's not medically cleared to wrestle. And we've seen this before. my first thought was, how the hell did she get injured? She ain't doing nothing. Now the rumor is that she's pregnant. Great. They need to take the title off of her immediately, because whether she's injured or pregnant, the fact that her match with Vicaire is off for Paris. Sorry, you're missing too much. Yeah. It's like, sorry, you're missing too much time. The title has to come off. It's that simple. Strip her of the title. It's Vicaire and somebody else for the title. Maybe, hear me out, another fucking triple threat with Io and Rhea. Just switch out that person and do that one again. Like, they've all been good. What's one more? I like the fact that, like, let's say she's not pregnant and she is injured. If that match is off, scrap that. It's like, scrap her title run altogether. Sorry. I don't got a lot of sympathy there. But if she's pregnant, that's great. Good for her. Take the title off.
When's Liv Morgan coming back?
Rumble?
Damn. Okay.
If her timetable is like Balor's, it's going to be Rumble.
It's so long from now.
I was like, if she's ready somehow, it'd be pretty cool for her to swoop in here.
She's going to be like the hottest face when she returns.
I would argue she was always the hottest face on WWE.
I think that's an easy argument to make. But as far as over and popularity, like, I think she and Rhea are going to be getting equal pops. Especially when she comes back and goes right after Roxanne. We'll see.
I don't think she'll be that level, but yeah.
We'll see. I think she will.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope everything's okay with Naomi. I mean, you said that the rumor is pregnancy, right? But I think that's just speculation, right? I mean, like, no one's officially coming out and saying that. Like, most of the reports are that.
I think that's the thing, is like, if it was a real injury, they could say, hey, she has a broken whatever. But the fact is, they're not saying anything because it's probably early in the pregnancy and she doesn't want to comfortably announce it. So, like, take the title off. Like, It's probably at that level where it's like, but you're not telling people. But in her business, she should tell people, because that could be a problem.
She should just give the belt to Asuka.
Yeah, in a little briefcase.
Like, that should just be Asuka's gimmick, is that women get pregnant and she takes their belts. What if like she's like some kind of witch, and it's like these women are trying to get
babies.
Yeah, she like impregnates them with her mind and takes their titles. That's a good gimmick. I think we should do
some
it.
Bray Wyatt level thinking.
If Lucha Underground was still around, they would be doing this.
Some kind of stork curse.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of
nobody's
Asuka,
ready for Asuka.
They have been slowly getting there. I think it'll probably happen in the next week or so. But the Kabuki Warriors have been wanting to support Io, and Io's like, I'm doing this on my own now. And they got involved in Io's match this week. And there was a miscommunication, and it's very clear they're setting up a turn here, which should be nice and fresh for them.
Miscommunication would be a great gimmick in NXT. She just like goes around trying to be tag partners with everybody, but keeps fucking it up.
I don't know if you've watched much of NXT, but most of the women on that roster are going around looking for tag partners, and it's always fucking up.
Oh,
and they do be communicating a lot.
But then she could also have a tag partner named Misinformation. Just like talks about QAnon all the time.
Oh, that'd be great. Except it's in Florida.
No, I don't know if you watch NXT, but everyone is going around talking about. Did you guys see what Nikita Lyons posted this week?
About the moon?
No.
Yes,
what?
I heard about it. I didn't seek it out because I don't care.
She is like, how can the moon be up in the daytime if it's on the other side of the world? Maybe the world is flat. I don't know. I'm just saying. Why does she still have a job?
These people have worms in their brains.
Look, I hate Karrion Kross. That dude sucks. But how the fuck do you let him go and you keep Nikita Lyons employed? In what world does that make sense?
She got worse when she came back. Like, how do you do that?
Yeah, I think NXT in itself needs a clean sweep of people. I was talking about this, I think on Tuesday, because I did have it on. Because for some reason Tuesday nights I can't figure out what else to watch. Turns out it's Alien
Go to the
Earth,
movies
because it's really great. But I had it on and I was like, oh, this is like the first time in a long time where NXT feels like 0 people are ready. And I couldn't pick anybody on the roster right now and say they could fit in on the main roster. And I don't see anybody like even on the cusp of that, except for maybe Mariah May, but like she just got there, so she doesn't really count. But everyone there just feels so CW TV level and not ready, unfortunately. And I think you should probably cut ties with a lot of them if you're not going to call them up. And that includes Nikita Lyons. Like sending these people to Evolve, which is not something anyone even knows how to watch, is
on Tubi.
The fact that Carmen Petrovic is working Evolve is unfair to her. Like, it's insane that this woman is not on TV every week and being pushed. Every time she's on TV, she fucking loses.
Maybe I should go watch Evolve.
No, you just don't do that.
It's on Tubi. It's so easy to watch.
Carmen Petrovic on Instagram, and you don't have to watch Evolve. The other thing on Raw that was worth talking about that was interesting was the Bayley promo. She did a whole promo about basically spiraling out of how she never thought of herself as a role model, but then she became one and all this stuff. And now she doesn't know where she fits. And at the end, they did like the Bray Wyatt derp thing, but it was her like laughing like a maniac. So sounds like we're getting a gimmick change for Bayley. I do wonder if the rumors of her departure are no longer true, or if this is just their way of writing her off. But this seems like a heavy investment. I don't think they would want to lose a Bayley.
You wouldn't think so. One of the 4 horsewomen, I mean, they lost one already.
Right, and the door is wide open for Bayley because of that. Yeah. Like, there are certain talent that I think they should be on defense with. And if Bayley was truly mad about missing WrestleMania and SummerSlam the way that she did, and then, of course, them firing all of her friends, you got some work to do to patch this relationship up. Or just bring back Dakota and I'd be fine.
That's the best case scenario.
The rest of Raw totally stunk. And I know we spend a lot of time talking about how great WWE is on this show a lot. It has not been lately. And this week, I think, was a prime example of that. You ended SummerSlam, which was controversial, and then you followed up with nothing. And the program around the world title has not changed at all. It's Seth is back doing the Seth Riders still. Each week ends exactly the same, where you switch out Jay or Roman and the beatdown. And it's just, it's a weak show.
Yeah.
Like the stuff that we highlighted on this episode just now was about the women's division. It's the only interesting thing going on Raw.
Yeah, the way that the show is booked currently is feeling very much like Vince era, not in like stuff that actively makes me angry, but in the way that it's getting harder to distinguish episode from episode. Like it's getting harder to really point out what was different about this week's episode versus last week's episode.
The problem is there's not, because most of the time starts with a Seth Rollins promo or someone who's talking about Seth Rollins. And most of the time the show ends with Rollins and friends standing over those people. And in between that, You're going to get Sheamus versus Rusev.
They love that match.
That sounds bad.
And
It's
like
not good.
the El Grande Americano stuff is the same. Even when it was like the whole, he put the fucking thing in his mask again. They're not evolving that at all. Except this week, Dominic did it and he had a mask. But it's like, it just feels like they're going through the motions and I can't figure out why. Like what happened between like several months ago and now for it to feel like just everything's a placeholder. And they just said Gunther's going to be out for the foreseeable future like a week ago. Why? Just to like keep him safe from a boring Raw? Like they don't know what to do with him?
Probably.
It's weird. It's just, I don't know. I watch it because it's Monday. You know what that means. But at the end of it, I'm just like, oh, okay, we just did last week again.
Yeah. Do you
The women's stuff is good.
Do you do anything while you're watching Raw, or do you just raw dog it?
I love
phone. You do phone? Okay.
I have no problem being on my phone all the time. I love my phone.
Here we go.
I got games on my phone. Yeah,
I mean, Marvel Snap while watching Raw too.
I do. It's
I do.
phone and it's phone and it's dinner, and that's kind of it. And then it's over, and then it's YouTube or like The Daily Show if it's new, and that's kind of it. I love TV. I don't understand this whole like people don't watch TV anymore. I'm like, what do you mean? TV's the best. Blows my mind. Meanwhile, we're complaining about TV.
Yeah.
You know what I did watch on TV that was excellent this week?
What's that?
All of the new King of the Hill we have finished.
And
we've started King of the Hill over from the beginning. And
hell yeah.
It's so good.
It's aged so well. Like the old stuff, but also the new show is really good.
The new show is so... It fills a void that I didn't know that I had.
Yeah.
And it's so nice. And I know that there's been like complaints about the voices and stuff. I feel like that's not a fair complaint considering people have
died. Yeah.
And one of them was like, I'm not going to do the Asian guy's voice anymore because I find that to be problematic in this time period. Totally
fair.
Fine.
Yeah.
That none of that bothers me because the writing is still the same. Like these characters feel exactly like what they were 2 decades ago. And it's just excellent. I can't wait for more.
And they're hitting on the topics of today in the similar manner that they hit on the topics of the 90s and early 2000s. Like they're kind of hitting them head on, but with a way that is not like, being like patronizing or dangerous about it,
I didn't realize it until now that I've started talking about it right here. But was King of the Hill one of the first cartoons that was like every episode has like a story for the episode, but the characters do develop over time. Like
it was one of the first of the like family sitcom cartoons for sure.
But like Bobby and Connie obviously had like an on again, off again relationship in the original show. And that developed as you watched, as opposed to like every episode of The Simpsons is almost like a brand new episode of The Simpsons. You don't
also
have to have
there's
seen any other episodes to know like why these people are hanging out or talking.
They make jokes in The Simpsons about the status quo resetting every episode. But with King of the Hill, you have like the second season where, at the end of that season, the Megalomart explodes. And there is like teases to that throughout the entire season. Like they were like very early on, they were doing stuff that like very much carried over from episode to episode, but not in such an extreme way that everything was like super different.
Do you know how much I hated when I saw that Sunday night when it first aired, and then it was a cliffhanger, and I'm like, did they fucking kill off Hank?
Yeah.
I'm too young to find out about this. Like, I was so mad as a child. That was all excellent. Alien Earth, also excellent.
I need to watch that. I haven't seen it yet.
It's so good. The first episode's so eerie. Love it. So there's great stuff on TV. It's just not Monday Night Raw, and it's very rarely SmackDown.
Well, if maybe get a little bit of both this week, because if you tune into SmackDown tomorrow night, they're going to have King of the Hill all over that shit.
Hell yeah.
It's going to be on the ring mat and everything.
Hell yeah. I went to my
by the way,
Whataburger and they have King of the Hill on the Whataburger.
Should I go to that SmackDown because it is in Boston?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
All right, I might do it.
At the very least, you can talk about how it was a waste of money.
Yeah.
How are the tickets still ridiculously expensive for WWE right now?
I mean, I was looking today on like SeatGeek or whatever, and I could get like bowl seats for like $90, I think.
I think
Okay,
that's
that's
an
not
appropriate
bad.
price for a live TV show.
But
But
I don't know.
anymore,
It's gonna be a game. It's
sitting-
gonna be a game time decision for me. I might go.
Sitting on the floor is like stupidly expensive, and you shouldn't do it.
Yeah,
If you don't have front row or second row, don't sit on the floor because you can't see. Anyway, that's the TV talk for WWE. Kind of a bummer. Not sure why they brought back Brock Lesnar if they have nothing to do with him. And the women are good. We love women. That's it. When we come back, we're going to talk about AEW and take some questions from the Discord.
All right, let's talk about some AEW television. They are. I'm watching more AEW lately than I have been in the past. I think I'm getting back. I think they have gotten back to the feeling, and so am I, as far as AEW goes.
I can say the same thing in that I've watched more AEW lately than I've watched before. But I didn't watch this week after watching the other episodes and saying I don't like this. And now I'm hearing this week was good.
Yeah, this week was good.
I think Paul just needs to not watch, and AEW will be good.
I think that might be the case. It might be like I'm cursing it and I'm ruining it for everybody else by watching it. So I should not watch it. But when people tell me it's good, then I want to watch it, which makes it bad.
Oof.
I don't know how this works. Maybe there's a curse on me or something.
I will say that
Maybe Oscar got me pregnant.
Maybe you pissed off somebody who works there, and this is what happened because of it.
He hears I'm gonna watch it, and then he fucking books a bad show.
Make it bad. Go out there and have a stinker. Yeah, that's definitely not what they did this week, because on both Collision and Dynamite, they both opened with like really strong matches. Collision opened with, well, Kyle Fletcher obviously is going to have a great match, but he had a match against Tomohiro Ishii for the TNT Championship, and it was just like a solid, like almost 30 minutes of wrestling, just like two hosses just like chopping each other and throwing each other around. He did like a sheer drop brainbuster onto the apron, and then he did a few more sheer drop brainbusters to Kyle Fletcher, that is, to Tomohiro Ishii, who is a solid man. And then over on Dynamite for the opening, contest, as they say, for that show was Jon Moxley versus Kevin Knight, who Kevin Knight rules. I mean, he's been around for a while, but they just had like a pretty lengthy, solid match to start the show off. And I don't know. I think that like this is kind of what I wanted to talk about. I kind of alluded to earlier that I feel like AEW lately has been doing a really good job of leaning into people that they are putting the investment into building on their show. And I think it's really paying, like you're seeing that really pay off, especially with someone like Kyle Fletcher, who you are just seeing become a star, like on like a week to week basis. Like the proto star is like really impressive.
I do worry about Kyle Fletcher long term, because everything I've seen of him is obviously great. He, especially since shaving his head, he's gotten like so much more likable. Because I don't think anybody remembers, but hated his haircut. The problem is eventually he's going to have to get away from Don Callis.
Sure, but I think
which leads to a year-long program with Don Callis.
Oh, well, yeah, that might be rough, but I feel like he definitely has the charisma and like the fan support to pull off a babyface run if he chooses to. I believe in Kyle Fletcher.
Yeah, but that's
definitely
Paul's right though.
six
That's the annoying
guys.
thing is that when that does come, it's going to be in the form of a Don Callis program.
Yeah.
Because that's like the inevitable, obvious face turn that everyone goes through that is with him. So,
and Don Callis is building up more family right now because, we recently got Okada and Hechicero is part of that family now too. So there's people for him to fight once they decide to split him off from there.
There's always someone in the family.
There's always someone in the family. But then, you also have like people like Speedball Mike Bailey, who I guess you could say like, defined himself at TNA, but, to a mainstream audience has really picked up steam on AEW. And like with him and Kevin Knight, like the fans are really behind that tag team right now.
hey, don't let WWE hear you say that TNA isn't mainstream.
They're gonna try. They're gonna try. So yeah, I just wanted to shout that out. That like AEW, I feel like they're doing like one of the things I think that kind of started the decline in their quality is when they started really trying to lean into a lot of the people they picked up from WWE and those stories not really going places, especially when, some of those people decided to say no to the stuff that they had offered to them. Like, allegedly what was going on with Miro / Rusev and Andrade and stuff.
I think Keith Lee should return as allegedly. His whole gimmick should be allegations that may or may not be true.
I do miss Prime.
Where's Mia Yim? Does she still work for WWE?
She's on SmackDown.
I was like, she's on SmackDown.
You'll see her at the event. Yeah. She's teams with BFAB.
Okay. Damn, because I was gonna say she should just go join her husband, and they could be she could become allegations with allegedly.
Well,
now we're talking.
Speaking of the women's division, we do have a new faction on AEW recently, the Triangle of Madness, featuring what's her face? God, what's her name? Yeah, Thekla's there. I'm sorry, it's Tekla. Sky Blue and Julia Hart. That's who I was thinking of. Who
I didn't like this entrance. You told me it was great, but when we watched it, they didn't come out to Julia Hart's excellent theme.
Her theme is real good, but I do.
If that's going away, that's a problem.
I do like the entrance that they have right now, and then they get in the middle of the ring and they have the big like triangle lights happening and stuff. The thing I don't like about like the branding of this is that they already had a triangle faction with Death Triangle. Too many triangles.
There's no other way to say 3.
Triumphant of titties.
I always liked triumvirate, but that's too big of a word for wrestling, I think.
Yeah, I didn't even pronounce it right. I think the mistake with this group is, the name is lame, but also Julia Hart should be like the leader.
I think
feel like
she is. I think they.
That's not the vibe I got from the entrance, at least.
I think Tekla does tend to be in the middle, but yeah, I think Julia, at least like this week, I think their match on Dynamite, I think it was on Dynamite, Tekla and Sky Blue were involved, and Julia was like on the side of the ring, kind of calling shots. Shows she's kind of in charge-ish, I think. She's got the big hat. I feel like that should make her in charge. But then I think the thing that you guys are most familiar with stuff that happened in AEW this week is so Cope had a match with Stokely because of his feud with FTR, which I thought was funny. There was a fun segment.
There were some good bits. I did enjoy the no selling of the spear.
Yes, yeah, that was very good.
I thought that was funny.
But then this resulted in a big brawl with FTR gets in the ring and starts beating up Cope, and then Christian's music hits. He comes out, and then the matriarchy comes out and also gets involved in the scuffle. And when all the dust settles, Christian and Cope are in the ring with their backs to each other, and they turn around, bump into each other, and then they embrace.
They hug it out, as the fans chanted.
Took forever, but we finally got there.
So what do you guys think of?
Instead of going straight to the FTR match, they have to go through Christian's old friends match.
Right, yeah. Kip Sabian and...
That's fine. They need a win before
Wayne.
they can get to FTR.
This certainly reeks. I just don't know if it's of awesomeness. I don't know. It feels very fast-tracked. And I guess you're right. Like, they do need a win before the FTR match. But
they have been teasing
why
it with
is
Christian.
Kip Sabian on pay-per-view? Is my question.
Well,
25.
he needed to be somewhere, and they decided to put him with the matriarchy. But they have been teasing this for a while with Christian specifically, like getting kind of slowly weaseled out of his faction by Nick Wayne. So there's been seeds. They've been doing the groundwork.
Yeah, it's the Edge and Christian part that feels hot-shotted.
Right. Yes, that's what I mean. Is like too forgiving, too fast, considering what these people
But they're brothers.
did to each other.
Brothers fight.
Sure.
He told him to find himself.
And he returned exactly how he left, but with the barbed wire stick.
Yeah, with Spike.
But by the way, I'm not like Mandela affected here, right? Edge and Christian were billed as brothers at one point, right?
Yes, until they split up. And then it was revealed they weren't brothers, but it wasn't a reveal. They just stopped treating them like brothers.
Okay.
But yeah, they used to call Grandma, I think.
Okay.
And it was funny. It was great. But then they broke up during the Alliance. And then the next time they interacted was when like Christian and Tomko and Trish were together. And they even tagged a few times. And they just said they never addressed them as brothers again after that.
Right. That's what I thought. It's like,
It was really weird.
they've just never said it.
It irked me a lot at the time because I'm like, hang on, you just put Edge and Christian back together 3 years after their split and said nothing. Like, there's a few random matches from Raw during the bad times. And I don't mean COVID. I mean, like, the early 2000s, but post-invasion times. And I'm like, you have Edge and Christian back together, and you're just saying nothing. It's like they didn't... It's like they weren't brothers. Crazy stuff.
Crazy. And then, like, the last thing I want to shout out is, like, something that's just exciting to me is that Will Ospreay challenged the Death Riders for a lights out steel cage match at Forbidden Door, which just their regular steel cage matches on pay-per-view tend to be crazy and bloody affairs. What does it mean when it's a lights out cage match?
I just don't understand why this is not blood and guts.
Yeah, because it's 5-on-5. It's
Right.
Kenny
It's a
and
lot of
Kota
people.
and Darby and Tanahashi and Will Ospreay versus Claudio, John Moxley, the Young Bucks, and Gabe Kidd. It's 5-on-5 in a steel cage. Yeah, that feels like it should be blood and guts, but I guess
10 people in a steel cage match? That's
going to
a lot of
be
fucking bodies in a ring.
yeah.
Have they not
in
done a lights out
in one
before?
ring. Lights out steel cage? They've done lights out, but lights out steel cage?
I'm checking.
How's anybody going to see?
Dog shit AI from Google says is an unsanctioned professional wrestling match held inside a steel cage where the lights are turned off at some point.
At some point.
Wow, AI is taking over, folks. We all asked for it, we all want it, and it's so good.
It could happen anytime. It's a surprise when it does. You find anything?
Jack
If they've
Perry
ever
and
done it.
Bryan Danielson?
Lights out steel cage?
I don't know. I'm just clicking buttons.
Hmm.
Lights out steel cage match. Took me to Wrestling Inc. from September 7th last year.
Bryan Danielson.
The two men will be going head to head with one another in a lights out steel cage match. So Hangman and Swerve had one.
Oh, okay. Oh, wait.
Is that the one with the needles?
Yeah, I think so. That was lights out. I didn't know that was lights out. I thought that was just steel cage.
They left the lights on as far as I could tell. I saw too many needles. I would have turned the lights off for that. Just pretended.
Well, I guess that means be prepared for something as extreme as that. With
do you think the Young Bucks will have like
guys.
exploding sneakers, but now that they're poor, they'll be like shitty sneakers?
Yeah. That bit is still good, by the way. This week
maybe the explosions will be a dud, like the that exploding ring match they did a long time ago.
Yeah. Gosh.
That'd
just
be funny.
Sparklers. That'd be a good
funny
callback.
40 minutes into a match that's serious and filled with blood. They're like, what if we did a joke now?
I wouldn't put it
Young
past
Bucks.
them. Wouldn't put it past the Young Bucks.
I'm telling them right now. Go ahead and do it, boys.
But yeah, that's like all the cool stuff I thought happened in AEW this week. It's been fun. I've been enjoying watching AEW lately.
I'm happy that the moment WWE says we're gonna do shit, AEW's like, we got this. So I'm happy that that's happening. But I'm afraid to watch now because I don't want to ruin it for everybody else.
Well, like this week's Collision, like the card for this week's Collision actually looks like really cool. It's like some Fatal 4-Ways and Death Riders versus Jet Speed, Kevin Knight and Mike Bailey. Some good fun matches on here. I'm excited. Saturday.
You're not allowed to pretend that Collision is canon.
That stuff happens.
I'm going to draw the line somewhere.
Someone has to talk about Max Caster, the best wrestler alive.
Who has to talk about it?
I do on this podcast sometimes.
Okay.
Anyways, that was AEW.
Should we do some questions?
Yeah.
All right. This one comes to us from Kaz. You might have heard of him from Didn't Get All of It Japan or Ultimo Dragon Ball. He says, if you were a Dragon Ball character, which one would you be? I'll leave this to you guys who have seen the Dragon Ball.
My favorite character is Krillin. So I feel like...
Sorry. Keep going.
What?
Cody just had a...
Sorry, I think my internet is like fucking up. I'm like on a weird delay.
Oh, darn. Okay.
Cody's about to chime in with his thoughts on the opening match from Collision last week.
I always like Krillin because of the Destructo Disc, and he's a cool guy. But
it cuts mountains in half.
It cuts mountains.
I learned that on the last episode of Ultimo Dragon Ball.
That's right.
But realistically, every time he blows up mountains.
But realistically, I'd probably be like Gregory, King Kai's little grasshopper friend, or like Puar, the little floating cat that hangs out with Yamcha. Probably be one of those guys.
Is there like a cool guy who like
little guy that hangs
drinks and doesn't fight?
Master Roshi. He does that and also looks at porn.
That's me. Sign me up. I'm Master Roshi.
Yeah, you also get to wear a big turtle shell.
That's fine as long as I'm
you're the
jerking off
turtle
and drinking.
hermit.
Yeah. I've
Cody,
never seen.
Who are you going to be,
Dragon
Master
Ball.
Roshi?
No, I've never seen a.
Never seen a single Dragon Ball?
Never. But I'm going to say Frieza because I know that name.
Yeah, Frieza's cool.
So, and I think he's purple, right?
Yeah.
It made me so mad to find out
like
that Frieza was a man.
What?
Yeah.
As I was growing up and watching Dragon Ball at a certain time in my life, and Frieza was around, and this was before Kai, so it was like awful.
Speak for yourself.
Frieza's voice actor is so not masculine at all.
He's very androgynous.
Right.
Frieza.
I was very confused when they're like, Frieza's a dude. And I'm like, no. No, you can't say that.
He wears
In this
lipstick. Men don't wear lipstick.
Yeah, this is a different time.
Yeah.
I think we should go on the record now saying Frieza can be a dude if Frieza wants to.
Paul, are you trying to say all this to tell us that you wanted to fuck Frieza as a child?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. Frieza's not a mascot. Next question. Jason Chapa says, take something you hate, wrestler, video game, or whatever, and tell us what would make you not hate it.
Gosh, what do I hate? I usually think about things I like.
Hate's a strong word.
It is a strong word. What do I hate? What's the thing I don't like, but have an idea for a way to change it?
At one point, my answer would have been RBR Weekly Wrestling Talk, and I would fix it, and now we have it. So, not that. This is tricky. I try not to involve myself with stuff that I hate outside of pro wrestling.
Yeah.
And even that, it's like, I don't hate it. I just want it to be better. Cody, you got to hate something, right? Oh, I know what I hate. This is what I would fix. I hate going to Target and looking for Pokemon cards, and they don't have any. And I would fix that by them having Pokemon cards.
Yes. Preach.
My Target never has Pokemon cards, ever. And I go like all the time. Don't tell fucking Gaza Twitter or whatever that I go to Target. But they don't got any Pokemon cards. I haven't bought a pack of Pokemon cards in like over a month because I can't find them.
I would say AEW, and what would make me not hate it?
If it was
good
against TNA.
If it was good.
You know what I hate is that there aren't more Long John Silvers, and I would fix that by there being more Long John Silvers.
So last time I had Long John Silvers was a New Year's Eve, like probably in the 2010s, and I shit my brains out. It was so tasty, not the shit, but the food.
Yeah,
and it ran through my body like nobody's business, and I was like in the bathroom the whole night.
The ball
so
dropped.
Started closing up. I totally
diarrhea.
Understood why. But yes, I loved Long John Silver's.
Yeah,
it was a great place.
Sometimes you just want a fried plank of fish and some hush puppies.
It was mostly batter.
Yeah,
with a little bit of fish.
They give you the little crunchies. It's on a bed of crunchies.
I'm glad I grew up because I love hush puppies now. But as a child, we would get the hush puppies and we wouldn't eat them. And me and my dad would go outside of the Long John Silvers that used to be on Highway 6 and throw the hush puppies over the power lines. And that was like the funniest thing as a single digit me was, can we throw this over a power line? And we would go outside of the place and just chuck hush puppies up in the air.
I mean, that sounds like fun.
Mm-hmm. It's good.
But
bonding moment.
These days, I would rather eat the hush puppies because hush puppies are good.
What is a hush puppy?
You know what a hush puppy is?
Do
they not have hush
Boston?
puppies in Boston?
I figured they'd have the best ones because of the water being right there.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Cody's not very cultured though. What is a hush puppy?
A hush puppy is a little corn dog ball, or not corn dog.
It's not
a little
corn dog ball.
It's cornbread. A little cornbread ball with
Google AI
like
says hush
chopped
puppies
up
are
onions.
they're small savory fritters, typically deep fried and made from a cornmeal based batter.
Yeah, there you go.
They're a popular
Cornmeal.
Southern dish, often served as a side with seafood, barbecue, and other fried foods. The exact origin of the name is unclear. I bet that's not fucking true. But one popular story suggests the name came from about when people frying cornbread batter would toss some to their dogs and say hush during gatherings.
Makes sense. Cody, do they have fried okra in Boston?
I mean, like at, soul food restaurants.
Yeah.
That are few and far between, but
God, I love fried okra.
not really.
They have that at barbecue joints here. Anyways.
Video game. Something you hate about a video game, and what would make you not hate it?
Something I hate. We're gonna talk about Pokemon again. I really don't like how the modern Pokemon games don't have all of the Pokemon in them.
That's
At
too
this
many
point,
Pokemon.
It's just lazy.
It's just lazy, and it's a cash grab because they want you to like buy the new games because like, oh, this one has these Pokemon and this one doesn't, and blah blah blah. Like,
I'm not gonna lie, some of the new
DLC.
Pokemon fucking suck too. Like garbage Pokemon.
What?
Come on,
Trubbish is one of my
Garbodor's-
favorites.
garbage
Garbodor's-
bag man. No,
Garbodor is good, but it's just like you'll buy a game, the new game with the new generation. It'll have all the new Pokemon, obviously, but then it's like, oh, you can't catch fucking Rattata, and it's like, why? Like,
Rad.
you have the technology to put all 1,000 plus Pokemon in. Just fucking give me all the Pokemon. The last time we were able to have all the Pokemon in a game was on the 3DS, like 2 generations ago. That's bullshit.
Do you remember when Pokemon first came out? And I don't know if I've done this tirade on the show before, but there was a period of time where the only Pokemon you could consume as an American was red or blue and maybe the TV show. They didn't have any product anywhere. You couldn't go buy a stuffed Pikachu. You couldn't buy shit. And now it's all over the place.
No, any store will have some kind of Pokemon merchandise because it's literally the most profitable IP in the world.
There was a Japanese store in the Galleria in Houston at the time like Pokemon came out, and they had like Gundam and Dragon Ball and Final Fantasy, but they're like imported CDs and soundtracks and posters and shit. The stuff that you would buy in 2001. And they eventually started getting Pokemon stuff. And I had like this rubber Pokeball that I think they were blind boxes, and I have not been able to track them down. But the thing was maybe the size of like $50. And inside was a random gold Pokemon. And I got a Pikachu, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. But this thing was maybe like half an inch tall, like tiny little thing. And I wish I could find it on eBay now just to buy another one. But that was like the first Pokemon product I got that wasn't Game Boy game.
Gosh, what was my first Pokemon product? I guess it was probably either Pokemon cards, like a pack of, first edition Pokemon cards, or maybe like the Pokemon handbook, the official Pokemon handbook that everyone has.
Everyone?
I still have mine. I can go grab it right now.
I had a friend who had the fucking Pokédex, the little digital
calculator thing. Yeah.
My cousin had one.
Cool ass stuff. Didn't have that. Man. The Pokemon cards were only successful when they came out initially because that was the only other Pokemon thing you could buy.
I don't know. Kids like cards.
I hate almost every Final Fantasy game that came out after 10.2. And I would fix that by
making them
all like Final Fantasy 7 remake or turn-based. Because, man, 12, 13... 13.2, 13.3, 13.4, 13.5, and 15. And I haven't even touched 16. I heard that's horrendous.
It's it's basically a Devil May Cry game. It's very much just like a third-person action game.
I hate that. And I would fix it by making it not that.
Well, might I recommend?
I also hate Ubisoft, and I would fix that by...
We did a podcast on my show about how much you loved Ubisoft.
I'm on the hate them train now because here's why I hate them and how I would fix it. No Splinter Cell. Don't know where that is, but I would fix that by putting Splinter Cell back in the world. I would stop supporting the Division 2 and make the Division 3. And next time I make an Assassin's Creed game, I'd give me something else to do other than climb up the exact same Japanese-inspired temple everywhere.
I've got bad news, Paul.
That's
what Assassin's Creed is.
Put Sabak in Assassin's Creed. Like, anyone who hasn't played Star Wars Outlaws is fucking dumb. That game rules.
It's good.
There's so much stuff to do, and there's so much atmosphere. And then to go from that to Assassin's Creed Shadows, which I do like. I'm having fun with it. The fighting is fun. It's so empty.
Old Ubisoft.
It's just
like
nothing.
Old Ubisoft open world design.
Yeah, the towns are empty. Even then, like old Ubisoft, like remember when Assassin's Creed Unity came out and they're like, look how many fucking people we can put on your screen. There's so many people. You're going to get lost in these crowds. And they were right. It was great. But, that's another one. I hate Assassin's Creed because they took the modern day story out, and I would fix it by unkilling Desmond and making the games good again. Jason Chapa, you've ruined this show. We've gone on too long. We have to pivot.
You
Last
were right
question.
at the start of the show when you said this was going to be a negative show.
I know. We ended with that. Well, we're not ending with that. Typhlosion wants to know, what's a good way to celebrate your 30th birthday, or did you not care about it? Treat it like a regular birthday. I treat all my birthdays the same, which is to do too much.
Too much?
Just have fun.
I feel like I don't do enough. I feel like I need to treat my birthday more special.
I agree. You should do more. Go find things you like and do all of them.
Yeah.
And then when your day is over, decide it's a birthday week and keep doing it.
I've always had trouble with my birthday because my birthday is on New Year's Eve, and it's like
I celebrate your birthday every year.
Yeah,
I
know.
With fireworks, yeah.
Dick Clark counts it down.
So I don't know. I'm trying to. My 30th birthday, so that would have been like 2 years ago. I don't think I did anything special at all.
Yeah, I don't think I did anything special for my 30th. It was just another birthday. I need to get out of my head and invite my friends to do a birthday thing with me, because usually what I want to do for my birthday is to go do karaoke. Specifically like the ones like in, you know, like little Korea towns that
you rent the
have
room.
Yeah, the rent-a-room karaokes. Those are fun. I like those.
I actually don't like the rent-a-room karaoke's. When I was at the point in my life where I thought I could do karaoke, which I couldn't, and also when I could drink to a point where I thought I would do karaoke, I've now hit the point where I can drink a lot and still never want to sing. The ones that were just an open room with everybody and strangers taking turns is way more fun than a private room.
Yeah, but like with the private room, you get to like see your friends perform more, which is a different kind of fun. But I do agree that like I feel like you get more stories out of the public room.
I wonder if Griff's has karaoke on Fridays again now that they're open. That was always interesting because most people were really bad singers, but every once in a while, Griff's had some regulars that would do karaoke that were exceptional singers, where it was like, what the fuck is going on right now? They're too good. There was another guy who would go in there and do parody songs like Weird Al, but he wrote them. So he would request like a legit song and then just sing different lyrics.
That's pretty good.
It was impressive.
My favorite is like guys who get up and sing like grunge songs. Like they'll sing like Man in a Box by Alice in Chains. Just wow, wow, wow. That's always good.
There was a crackhead who went to Griff's one time and sang Bodies by Drowning Pool, and I have a video of her thrashing through the bar. It was like the craziest, funniest thing we've ever seen.
Hell yeah.
Hang on, I'm trying to find out what the karaoke bar we used to go to was, because someone got shot in the head in the parking lot and they closed.
Jesus.
Yeah, Houston's cool. They should send the National Guard there. Not sure why they're wasting it on a safe place like DC, but plenty of Texas cities could use the help. Anyway, if I get an answer to that karaoke thing before we wrap up the show, I'll let people know. Anybody else? Cody, do you want to celebrate your birthday by not having it on New Year's? Is that something you hate? Then you could change it.
No, I mean, I don't necessarily hate it, but it's just, I don't know. And I don't drink. I don't like to necessarily party. So I've never known what to do on my birthday because everyone else, you know, has already got plans. And yeah, so like the last few years, it's just been like me and my girlfriend will go out and do something for a whole day. Like I think my 30th birthday, I think her and I just walked around Boston and like went shopping and went out to dinner. And
that's nice.
It's like a regular day.
Yeah, kind of.
Cody, have you considered starting drinking?
No, actually.
I think it would be really bad if you did that.
Yeah, I agree.
Anyway, that's it. We did the show. What did we talk about? We talked about Karrion Kross.
Yeah. What did we learn today?
We talked about WWE versus AEW and proxies. We talked about Naomi needing to give up the title no matter what. And how AEW got good when I stopped watching. And I'm Master Roshi. We didn't get all of it, folks. Well, we'll try again next week. Thank you, Cody and Noah, for doing this podcast. Sorry to Taylor Swift, who was going to guest with us, but her internet died. And I think B-Rob will be back next week, so the whole Fatal 4 should be here. And we will talk about all the things that transpire between King of the Hill SmackDown and, I guess, Dynamite next week.
Alien Earth.
Yeah, new Alien Earth next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
You've been listening to a Fatal 4 podcast. Subscribe today wherever you get your podcasts and visit fatal4pod.com for more episodes, merchandise, and info on the Patreon.
Damn. R.I.P. Regis Philbin. I had no idea.